Welcome inside the Citrus TV studios for another web edition of Cuse Countdown. Alongside Jackson, Ajello, and Emily Wood, I'm Christian Guzman. Syracuse takes on Binghamton in the Carrier Dome on Saturday at 2 p.m. It's senior day for the Orange. Binghamton brings a pretty good team to the Carrier Dome that day. Jackson, how good is this Binghamton squad?
Well, they're a pretty solid squad this year. They're 9-3 overall. And when you look at the team, top to bottom, they have some talent, including Tom Moore, who we'll get to later. Overall, it's a solid team coming to the Carrier Dome, not to be looked over by this Orange team.
Yeah, well, 9-3 is pretty good, especially from a team that's only had 4 wins in each of its last 2 seasons. It's a huge improvement. However, their record suggests they're a little better than they are. They lost 2 bad games to some pretty subpar teams, and then they had their first real test against Albany yesterday, and it just didn't go so well.
Yeah, probably don't want to be dropping games to Marist and UMBC, the 2 bad losses on the schedule for Binghamton. How do they match up against the Orange? Well, Binghamton doesn't seem to have too many numbers above the Orange. Head-to-head stats seem to heavily favor Syracuse, as SU averages 2.5 more goals than the Bearcats. Face-off should also be in SU's favor, as the Bearcats only win just a tick above 50% of their face-offs. The one advantage for Binghamton, the defense. The Bearcats only allow under 8 goals per game. SU, on the mean hand, averages just under 10 goals allowed per game. The main cog of this Bearcats offense, though, Tom Moore. He's had an excellent season. Basically leads the Bearcats in every offensive stat. How does SU stop him, Jackson?
Well, it's not going to be easy. It's going to have to be a team effort. He's such a talented player, and he can do so many things. I would say he's somewhat akin to Nick Mariano for Syracuse. He's really a great finisher, and he's a good passer, too. When you look at his stats, he's top 10 in assists in the country. And so you can tell he has the vision and he has the scores mentality too, because he's top 10 in the country in goals as well.
Yeah, well, as you mentioned, he can pass almost as well as he can score. So that's going to be a really tough challenge for him. They're really going to have to step up on him and focus on him. However, the rest of the team, he really is their offense. So if they can really shut down him, they have a good chance in this one.
Definitely a very tough task for Scott Furman and the Orange to push up and deny Binghamton's premier offensive threat. Is either Furman or Moore one of your keys to the game, Jackson?
No, they're definitely important for this game, but how can you not go with face-offs with this Syracuse team? I know it's a little bit cliche, but when you look at it, Ben Williams for this team is so important. He's so pivotal. You need him to perform well for this Syracuse team in order to get wins. When he plays well and when he's at his healthiest, the Syracuse team doesn't win. Their only loss this year came against Army, and guess what? He didn't play in that game. When he's out on the field, Syracuse wins games, and even when he's not playing his best. But right now, he's playing his best.
Yeah, well, my key to the game is that they're going to have to shut down Tom Moore. It's obvious he is their entire offense. 34 goals, 24 assists, twice as many goals as the second leading scorer on the team. He's the guy that they're going to have to focus on, and if they can do that, there's nobody else on the Binghamton offense that will cause them trouble.
Definitely another big test as well for Evan Malloy. Didn't have the greatest game against UNC. The SU Minder is going to have a tough task on senior day. Emily, can the Orange get it done in the Carrier Dome and retain their #1 ranking for the 2nd week in a row?
Yeah, I think they do. I'm going Syracuse 17-9. I just think that Syracuse is too hot right now. And I don't think Binghamton is strong enough to stop that. They're going to have Ben Williams. He's going to be really effective on those faceoffs, gives the Orange a lot of possessions on offense. They also have so many offensive weapons. If one player isn't quite getting it done for the Orange, somebody else will be able to step up for them.
In the end, I'm going to have to agree with you on that. 13 days, my prediction for Syracuse winning this game. I just think, again, you said it, they have too much and Binghamton doesn't have enough. Look, they scored 0 goals in the second half against Albany, one of the only top 10 teams they've faced this year. So when you look at that, how are they going to stack up against top-ranked Syracuse? I don't think very well.
Well, it'll definitely be an interesting game on Saturday. 2 of the better New York teams facing off against each other in the Carrier Dome. That will do it for us here inside the Citrus TV studios. Make sure you check CitrusTV.com after the game for a full game recap of Syracuse versus Binghamton. For Jackson and Emily, I'm Christian. We'll see you next time.